Hello, this is Chuck Ridgway, Automation Technology Manager at Horner. And yes, I'm still at the Automate show, but we're taping a really big video this week. So we're not going to do a show video. That was last week, so if you haven't checked it out, don't forget to check that out. But today, we're going to show you how to add a Micro OCS to the OCS360 Cloud service, the telemetry features for OCS360. So up until now, it's been Prime and Canvas only for OCS360 telemetry. Now we're adding the Micro OCS, and remember, we're also including the CPU 200 and CPU 250 with that as well. So that's our show today. We're going to tell you all about how to get your Micro or CPU 250 connected to OCS360. Let's get started. We're going to get started today with a quick review, just one slide, of the OCS360 Cloud service, and then we're going to talk about the requirements for the Micro OCS and CPU 250 to add those to the OCS360 Cloud service. We're going to talk about what data plans are available. We're going to show you step by step how to add your CPU 250 or Micro OCS to the OCS360 Cloud service, and then we're going to show you a demonstration that we did at Automate. It was a great demonstration. All right, here we go. So what is OCS360? Well, it's a cloud service from Horner Automation. It's been available for about a year and a half or so, and the whole point of OCS360, at least the design concept, was to make it as easy as possible to push data from a Horner controller to the cloud. Now, with OCS360, you get a variety of telemetry functions, including the ability to record data for up to 5 years. What could you use that for? Well, if you record your machine data starting now, in the future, when you want to incorporate machine learning, you'll have the data that machine learning needs. In addition to that, you can do dashboarding so you can see the current status of your machine. You can set up remote alarms, which can be enunciated a variety of different ways, with notifications via email, via text message, and via the OCS360 Cloud service itself. So that's our quick review of OCS360. How does OCS360 get its data? Well, it gets its data from Horner controllers that are pushing the data via MQTT. Now, you're probably familiar with MQTT. We've covered it quite a bit on the channel, but there's really not any configuration that's required within the Horner controller because the firmware just handles it. When you're talking about pushing data from a Horner controller to the OCS360 Cloud service, the firmware just handles it. There's very little configuration that's required. And the little bit of configuration that is required, we'll talk about this later in the program. What are the requirements to add the Micro OCS or the CPU 200 or 250 to the OCS360 Cloud service? Well, you need CScape 10.2, Service Pack 3, or later. You'll need either the X4, X7, X10, or the CPU 200 or the CPU 250, and those controllers will need to be running firmware 16.3 or later. And then, of course, you'll need an internet connection to your controller. Okay, now it doesn't have to be any kind of special internet connection, just the type of connection that would normally allow you to browse the web from a web browser from that same connection that's connected to your machine. So you don't have to poke any holes in any firewall or anything of that nature. And you will need an OCS360 subscription because the telemetry features we're talking about today do require a subscription. Now, what subscriptions are available for the Micro and the CPU 200 and 250? Well, the Silver plan is available. That can support up to 250 variables per minute. That's plenty of machine data for the type of typical machine that a Micro or CPU 250 is controlling. And that's a very economical $250 per year. Last week, during our Automate show, the guys from the Manufacturing Hub were amazed at how inexpensive the OCS360 Cloud service is because they're very familiar with the options from other manufacturers. Okay, now, if you're interested in getting a step-by-step of how to sign up for the OCS360 Cloud service, then we're not going to cover that today directly, but we have a great video that does just that. The Get Started with OCS360 video that you can find on our YouTube channel or you can search for on our website. At the 13-minute mark, we go through step-by-step how to sign up for OCS360. So we're not going to cover that today. What we are going to cover are the steps required to add a micro or a CPU 250 to the OCS360 Cloud service. It's very straightforward, and we're going to cover it for you today. So, of course, the first couple of steps are making sure you're using a late enough version of Cscape and a late enough version of firmware in your controller. Once you've done that, then you need to make sure that your controller is configured for an IP address, a net mask, and a gateway, because it's going to be accessing the internet to push data. Now, it may show in the Cscape configuration a DNS server of 0.0.0.0, but just ignore that, because internally, the firmware sets that to 8.8.8.8, so it will be able to access the internet. Now, the next step, after, of course, you've configured your application and your machine is running the way you want, is you're going to want to go to the program variable window and select the specific variables that you want to push to the internet. Now, the easiest way to do that is to do that by checking the checkbox in the OCS360 column. That will send those variables as published variables to the default group for OCS360. So that's very straightforward. How do we access the rest of the configuration that's required for OCS360? Well, we need to access the dialog box. How do we do that? Well, we go to the Project Navigator, we fully expand the networking section, and then at the very bottom, we see OCS360. We double click on that, and that pulls up the configuration window for OCS360. Now, let's talk a little bit about account IDs. If you're logged into Cscape, as we're doing the steps I'm describing, then what's going to happen is the account IDs and current account ID fields are going to populate in the dialog box. Because it's important that the Micro OCS or CPU 250 that you're configuring is affiliated with the proper OCS360 account ID. Now, what's shown under current account ID is the account ID that's going to be downloaded to the controller when you actually go to the download step. And for most customers, the account ID that populates here is the one you want because you've only got one ID. Some customers have multiple account IDs for OCS360. So for them, they need to be sure that the one listed under current account ID is truly the one they want to affiliate with that particular controller. Okay, so it's pushing data to that particular OCS360 account. All right, once we've taken care of the account steps, then it's a matter of setting our update type for our default group. Remember, all the variables that we check the OCS360 checkmark for are going to show up in our default group, okay, and we need to configure the way, or I guess the update type that group is going to use to push data to the cloud. Now, for most customers, they're going to want to push data periodically. So the default of periodic updates every 61 seconds might just work fine on its own, but you might want to change that update interval. Now, keep in mind that you can create up to 5 groups of data that variables are affiliated with for pushing to the OCS360 Cloud. So you could have a group that's a little bit faster, another group that's slower, another group that's triggered, another group that's subscribed. So you can have up to 5 total groups of data that is pushed to the OCS360 Cloud service from a micro or from a CPU 250. Now, if you want data to be able to be written from OCS360 back down to your controller, maybe for a set point change from the dashboard, or maybe for a little bit of remote start-stop control from the dashboard, then you're going to need to create a subscribe group, okay, in OCS360 that contains all the variables that can be written to by the cloud service. All right. So I've done that right here. I've even named it subscribe, and you see the steps on the screen there for adding a group. Now, once again, you can have a maximum of 5 groups in the Micro and CPU 250, and you can have only 1 subscribe group. So 5 groups total, only 1 can be a subscribe group. All right, now we've completed the process of configuration. All we need to do is download this to our controller, and we're done with all the Cscape steps. Okay, so now we're ready to tell OCS360 about the controller that we want to add to it, or the controllers, because we're probably in the end going to have multiple controllers pushing data to the cloud service. But for now, let's just talk about the one that we're working on today. Now, how will OCS360 identify the controllers pushing data to it? They'll do that via the MAC address of the Micro or the CPU. Now, the MAC address is a serial number, if you will, an electronic serial number that's configured at the factory, and every manufacturer that includes an Ethernet device on their particular product has to include a MAC address. Now, Horner MAC addresses always start with 00E0. Now, these are hexadecimal numbers. They're called octets, and there's a total of 6 of them. The first 2 are always 00E0, and then the next 4 are contained in system registers 35 and 36. All right, now, if you've got a Micro OCS that has a screen, you don't have to build this MAC address by using the system registers. You have the ability to go to the system menu, go to the network section, and then look under the Ethernet section, and you'll find the MAC address listed here. But if you have a CPU, you don't have that option. You'll have to build it as I've shown it here. Okay, once you've got your MAC address noted for your controller, you're going to go into OCS360 by logging in like you normally would. And then you're going to go to the devices section and hit add new device by hitting the plus button. All right. You're going to give that new device a convenient name. You're going to specify MAC address. You're going to specify telemetry only, because at this stage for the Micros and the CPU 250, telemetry only is what we're offering from a service standpoint. In the future, we will offer OCS360 remote so that you can also remotely program your unit from Cscape, but it's not there yet as we have filmed this video. All right, so once you've done that, you type in your MAC address that you took a note of. You're going to check the Confirm MAC Address checkbox and hit the Add button. Now it's just a matter of your controller to log in to OCS360, because OCS360 is ready for it. Now, to force your controller to go through the login process, this is the stage after you've added this device to OCS360. This is the point where you want to power cycle your controller and force it to go through the login process. It does it every time it powers up. So that power cycle will force it to log in, and within a matter of minutes or probably seconds, you're going to see the status, the connection state of your controller go from inactive and red to active and green. And that's all there is to it. You've gone through the process of adding your Micro OCS or your CPU 200 or CPU 250 to the OCS360 Cloud service. Let's show you an example that we did for the Automate show. Okay, now let's see the system in action. This is our demo program. Thank you, Jadil, our application engineer from Horner, Ireland, for coming up with this demo. Great job here. Simulating a process, as you can see. Now, one of the great things about OCS360 is the response time can be really good if you need it. So I'm going to go ahead and press this on-off button here, and you'll notice just how fast that the response time is, on the telemetry. And keep in mind, this is going up to the web and down from the web for the visualization. I'll turn it back on again, and you can see how quick that response time is. Very impressive for going up to the web and down from the web over a cell modem in a busy convention center. So again, if you're a Micro user and you're interested in data logging your data in preparation for AI, for machine learning, then being able to use OCS360, the telemetry package with the Micro, is a really big deal. Okay, so that does it for today's video. Again, if you're a micro user, today's video is a big deal. Now you can use OCS360 to record all of your machine data in preparation for machine learning. And of course, you get all the great dashboarding, all the great notifications, all that stuff that comes along with OCS360. All right, now, we haven't set our exact topic list yet for July, but don't worry, we will have a video every single week. So until next week, let's all get out there and do some good.